What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the #1 comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing Love Is Blind. This is season 2. This is episode 5. And before I get started, just want to let anyone who's not familiar with my channel, what I do is detailed overviews of reality shows. I don't do detail in scene by scene, but kind of pick out the points that stick out to me and little things that I see that I mention. And as the #1 commenter, I look for you to get down in those comments to tell me what you think, things I might have missed or something you want to mention, because as the #1 commenter, that is the best part of this channel. This is a place where you need to feel free to comment whatever you got to say, because that is the motto of the channel, to say what you say. Again, as long as we can be respectful of each other, put down your points, we can go back and forth, laugh, learn, all that good stuff. So right now I'm a little behind on the Love Is Blind, but trying to catch up, working hard to grind and get it out for the people who in the Dub family say they want to see it. So let's get it. Let's start with Danielle and Nick. And we go, as far as the show's picking up from episode 4, Nick has gone back to the room after going to the couples party where they're supposed to meet and mingle. And you know, Nick is being Nick. I'm kind of seeing what Nick is. He's like he's a gossiper. He likes to tell all the details about what's going on with everybody else. I don't know if that's something production has given him to run with, like he's the bone collector or something. But he goes back and tells Danielle like about all the couples, how the energy may be off or they might not be a great match. And right away, I could really tell that something was off with Danielle. You know, that is kind of hard to figure out because Danielle always seems a little off. You don't know where she's getting ready to go. And it gives me anxiety. I mean, I was like, oh gosh, what is about to be said that's about to make this lady worry or, you know, have a second thought on something. And she, you know, she was saying that, of course, she gave Nick the green light to go ahead without her because she was feeling sick. But she told Nick, like, well, yeah, I did see you at the party. Nick was like, what you mean you saw me at the party? I mean, I was at the party. She's like, well, what do you think I've been doing all this for 3 hours? I've been out here sitting watching you. And he looking like, oh my God, what is going on? She's like, yeah, I saw you talking to that girl. Oh, he's like, oh yeah, we were just talking about, you know, politics and all. Oh, were you? And Danielle says, oh, so y'all were walking to the beach and stuff like that? He's like, no, I never went to the beach. I didn't do anything like that. I mean, then it just started to spiral, all, you know, like out of control. She's like so in her head about Nick is cheating on her and, you know, fishing or falsely accusing him of something. It just got like real awkward real fast. And you can see like Nick is really, I'm gonna say now, at his limit. Like he's like so fed up of like being questioned and just dealing or managing Danielle's anxiety, because she was saying pretty much the times I wasn't watching you from the balcony at the party, I was in the closet crying. And he like what happened? Like how we get there? You know, Danielle make me sigh. She's just too much. She needs an expert in the situation, like she was on Married at First Sight, but she needs some type of expert help with, like, she needs some personal psychology therapy kind of situation going on. It's rough. I don't even know how they put her on the show, but I do know, because I'm going to say we all know like this setup is still for a competition or, you know, just casting different people. But they really, this time on season 2, have looked for the people like who are the most insecure out of everyone, and that would actually have drama in their relationship. And I mean, they really, like I said, they really done a number on it. So Nick pretty just much walk out and say he just can't deal with it. Danielle goes after him, and I guess they work it out. They go to bed, But when they wake up, Danielle woke up like, everything was just as the way it was. And she's getting Nick's his coffee in the morning, and he was saying like, well, that was a part promise. And she's like, yeah, I know. And she's taking care of it. And in her confessional, Danielle was saying like she tends to not trust people who may even be trustworthy. But she wants to just like put everything behind her or what happened last night and put her best foot forward. Nick's take on it pretty much is like, if this like happened within like just the regular dating world, he would be so gone and so out of there. I don't blame him, because like what they're going through is just going to be a continued toxic cycle. Danielle's like normalizing like having this super anxious, non-trusting behavior like off the top when it's not even warranted. That's gonna get old real fast. Cause I mean, I get tired of watching it. I'm like, oh God, don't say that, don't say this. Ooh, don't look that way. Danielle she'll just pick it. She'll just pick it apart. And as how they're talking on their, having their little romantic dinner, because they set different romantic dinners like on the beach or just anywhere. They having theirs like on a little bridge on the bay. And Danielle, she just starts up all over again. She's just like, I call it, now I'm going to just start calling it the Danielle storm. Off of a normal conversation, it could just go left just that fast. Now, Danielle's worried about if Nick is going to judge her from her behavior like while they're on the trip for the rest of her life. So she's worried about the rest of her life being just judged off of being neurotic and full of anxiety. And to me, like, while they're talking about it, while she's worrying about something that has not even happened yet, she goes into like a panic mode, and she gets like real defensive on Nick. And like I said, he has to constantly just manage this anxiety-filled person. Not only that, in cases she gets defensive, she kind of gets a little snappy and mean about it. And this is like all her situations. So I guess it's Nick's situation too, but I just don't even see how that would last. Like, you would kind of, a person doing that, man or woman, would kind of destroy a relationship within. It's like she's self-sabotage. She's worrying about stuff that has not happened or may not even will happen. So let's go ahead and get Kyle and Shayna out the way, because more and more I'm just ready for them to go that way, because they're not even participating. And I can't really blame the demon boy, because like, according to him, he's all in it. They get married. Ain't nothing gonna stop him. He gonna do everything that she can. So Kyle and Shayna are back in Chicago, and Shayna meets up with him like at a little cafe, and she acts like, it's all good. Is nothing happening? She wants to know why he's acting so weird. And he like, what do you mean? I can't reach you. I can't talk to you. I don't see your ring. He's questioning everything about her, which is rightfully so, because she kind of minimized it. She pretty much said, she told Kyle that she was kind of freaking out about being so intimate or so close with him in such a short time. So like, he should have kept asking or pressing like, well, so that means you would leave without telling me? You're gonna leave a whole nother country, go back home, but you don't tell me, and we're supposed to be engaged. Like, make that make sense. But you could see like Shane is so turned off by Kyle. And to me, it was all about the looks. First, I think she chose them because Doofy already chose Natalie. She didn't step up. So she just go ahead and took Kyle as a consolation prize. But now she sees him in person with them ears and that extra meat on his forehead and, that little demon that's rising out of him. She's not attracted. But she's not going to tell him that. And he's so optimistic and just believing that, like, we could do this, but he has zero chance. He might, if there's a thing less than zero chance, that's how much chance Kyle has with Shayna. And you can see, like, she almost, like, smirks and laugh at him in, like, him saying, oh, I just love this about you. I love how you are. I could never get a woman like you, so I gotta try. And she like, and, like, you never will. So to pretty much wrap that situation up, Shayna just says in her confessional that, like, hey, I can't stop thinking about Shane, and I can't ignore that, and that's what it is. She has a thing for Shane. She's not letting it go. She recognized she chose Kyle, but it's just not there. It's not there at all. So yeah, it's a losing battle. So let's move on to Shane, aka Doofy, and Natalie. So they're still in Mexico, and they're meeting up with like all the other couples, and they're doing like a group volleyball type situation. And Natalie suggested that all the guys except Shane take their shirt off. And Shane was like, oh, she's asking for trouble. She already knows Shane is insecure. Shane requires compliments constantly, and I don't even know why she's putting herself in that position. And yeah, we know that's gonna be a problem. She can't play like that. So Shane, just like every episode, he shows me more and more like what type of mode he's in. He's like to me, he's like a college freshman. I mean, just the way he behaves, he chews with his mouth open. He just talking to her. She's like, "What is it? I can't tell you right now. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good." Like, go ahead and tell her why you telling her that it's so good and all that. But he's chewing with his mouth open. He's asking Natalie. He's putting a request for her to wear a sexy dress to meet his mother, and everybody in the world except him is like, that's so strange. And they're like, yeah, what are you talking about? I'm going to dress conservative. I'm going to wear a turtleneck. I'm going to wear a one-piece jumper or whatever. It's not going to be sexy. And Shane can't believe it. Like, what? I mean, like, why would you want your fiance to dress sexy in front of you? What, to show how sexy you are? I don't know, but he's weird like that. And, he gets like bent out of shape because Natalie does not express how great their relationship is. Like, we talking, they've been engaged for a couple days maybe. And I don't know who she's supposed to brag to. Maybe he wants her to brag to their friends or at the resort or what. But she's not doing it in his time, or she's not. When he's talking to her, she doesn't answer fast enough. Like, he had put it like a scenario and said like, oh, do you think you can really live like this for the rest of your life? And she like hesitates. He's like, what? I mean, you didn't. I mean, you said yeah, but you didn't say it like fast enough. And I was like, this guy is like too much. I mean, they doing it on purpose. As I said, they finding the most insecure, problematic people and putting them together and just sitting back and waiting for the disaster. And Shane he's coming through. He's coming through. He's like he's just too much. He's over the top. He's like, why they supposed to have like a romantic dinner by the beach? He's like, well, why just can't you can't brag about our relationship? You can't brag about it? Who wants to brag about purses and shoes and things like that? You should be bragging. And Natalie's like, hey, I show my love a little differently than you do. And I mean, he's over the top. He's putting pressure on it. And then like, he only can see it through his eyes, and he's like done with it. So he walks off on her and leave her just like that. So it kind of ties into where Shane looks like he's regretting the relationship with Natalie because he's not getting what he needs, to me, which is ridiculous. But I really feel like Doofy and Shayna would actually make a good match, like temporarily, or something that's not serious. Like, she seems like she would be fun with him. She would be giving him that affection that he needs, and I don't know, I guess the compliments, because they talk about surface stuff. They talk about the first thing what are you wearing? You got that crop top? Oh, that crop top. Because that's what she wears. She wears crop tops and sweats. Oh, So I think they would have fit. And I think Doofy made a mistake by choosing Natalie, because yeah, Natalie's great on paper, but that's not what he wants. So we're gonna see how that work out. So let's go to the next couple. We're going with Jared and Ayanna, and Ayanna in her head, or what she sees, is that like they have such wonderful chemistry, and everything is going so great, and she keeps upping the amount of time she feels like she known him. Last episode, she felt like she known him for 2 years, and then the next day, now she felt like she known him for 5 years. Like she's just smitten with Jared. He's just so wonderful. But like as I said, their relationship is like, to me, is really very surface. When real life kind of gets in, when they start to have real conversations, that's when I see the cracks in their relationship. It's real problems. And you can see, well, like a topic that came up, that Jared revealed that he's not a person who believes in burning bridges. He feels like he should never stop communicating with his exes, I guess, if it hasn't gone bad. So that's a good topic. Drop down in the comments if you have some thoughts on that, about like, is it okay to still continue speaking with your ex if y'all still on good terms? Because Jared takes it like, well, you never know. I might need him in the future. She might be the head of HR, or it's not that I'm contacting my ex every day or so. We just talk, and she has to know that I'm married, and I put those boundaries down. And you can see Ayanna is like, that's like you're gonna face, it looks like a deal breaker. She has like an issue with that, which I understand. And it more seems like Jared is more of a person that's kind of going to do things his way regardless of his marital status. I see it coming already. But Jared did reassure, because he could see the disappointment in Ayanna's face. We're like, well, if something is really making you so uncomfortable, I will make that adjustment for you and everything. But she's bothered, and Jared wanted to also know, like, well, if something was making you uncomfortable, would you say something in the moment, or would you wait till later? And Ayanna did exactly what she did before, like when they were on the couples beach, like when Jared was kicking it with Mallory. She was like, well, nah, if I'm bothered or something, you're not going to see it. I'm probably going to bring it to you later, because I really do think that she's really bothered by Mallory, because, again, Mallory was his first choice, if you want to just get real about it. But, like I said, they're fine on that vacation, but when they go home and get into real life, it's just going to be trouble. I already see it. It's trouble. And I mentioned about last time about how irritating that Ayanna and that baby voice. I mean, she did it again. Like she did, and she didn't say that dealing with your ex or talking to your ex was a deal break. She said lying and cheating. She was like, yeah, that's a no-go. That is a no-go. She's going to give you that baby animated voice, which I can't stand. I don't know how Jared does it, but I guess he gets through. So let's go to the next couple. We're going with Shake and Deepti. And, nothing's different going on. We got a reoccurring theme about like how Shake is struggling to connect with Deepti, not with her personality, because she's wonderful. She's 11 out of 10, and she's like the perfect setup and all that. But he continues to struggle with being physically attracted to her. It's just something there. And something I did notice, I always pick up on little details or notice that Shake, he seems like a little flirty with the other people. He's I noticed before, like when they doing the mix and mingle, he was kind of flirting with Natalie, just talking about her teeth and just like talking real close. And I picked up on that. And I even noticed, like when they was at the beach party with the couples, he put Natalie up on his neck, and I'm thinking like, that might be a little off, because you see the same thing. I was about to say, Doofy was gonna let Jared get on his neck like that, but it didn't work out. He's just too big to be doing that. But I think most fiancés would probably not like something like that. Like, why are you putting this lady on your neck? But okay. But yeah, just something I picked up on. But as far as Deepti goes, she's like, again, she's like all in. And she's doing the exact opposite of what Shake is doing. She's telling everybody that like, hey, their connection is so wonderful and everything is working out so great. They're waiting on intimacy, mutually. That's what she thinks. And she's telling the producer plant Nick about all this. Nick gonna eat it up. He want to tell everybody, what to. He just want to hear everybody business. He's like nosy like that. But they're so strong, and she's so attracted to Shake. But she doesn't know she's alone in it because Shake makes it a point every chance he gets to tell everybody it's just something not there. It's something that's just not there. And when they're having their dinner, Shake brought up a concern where like he knows he's a veterinarian, but he's going to open up his own practice. And now he realizes that like, hey, they may be enjoying themselves now. It may be a good time. They're spending quality time, but he's really going to have to get out there and make that business flow and pop. And surprisingly, Deepti understands, like she gets it that he's going to really have to grind. They're just starting a brand new relationship. However, he's actually had another wife. He has to be committed to his business. And that's a real thing. That's in real life. Like sometimes people say like you do have to find balance or you make time for what's important. But Shake knows like this can't fail. He's putting everything that he has into a new business, but also planning to get a new wife. But I also feel like that could have been a disclaimer where like that gives Shake room to not be so connected to Deepti because like, hey, I told you I got a new business going on, and that's what it's going to be. So I could see that may be a problem if they continue to stay together, but it's a valid and it's a legitimate answer. So who else did I get? I did Jared, I did Shake, I did DT, I did Natalie and Shayna. Did I do Sal and Mallory? Let me see. Forgive me. I'm running through these episodes and trying to get it all together for y'all. Okay, that's the one I didn't. I left out Sal and Mallory. So we see Sal. They're sitting on the beach with a romantic dinner, him and Mallory, and in his confessional, he admits like how like hurt he was by like Mallory having a long conversation with Jared. You could tell, but he made no secret because before he was saying that he really wanted to go home and he thought Mallory wasn't interested in him, and I would say like. Again, he's on point. He knows Mallory isn't like feeling from. I don't know if it's taking time for her to warm up or what, but the insecurities are riding so high, and more so like when they get back to Chicago, he wants to like sit down again when they've already squashed it from the last dinner about. Like he's beating around the bush like, something I want to talk to you about. And to me, he begins to like fish for information. And he's pretty much saying like, while Mallory and Jared was talking, he may have overheard her say like, well, if you don't want to get married, well, if y'all don't get married, it's okay that they don't get married. And I don't believe that Sal heard her say that. I believe like, his insecurity does that, like he gets in his head, and I think he won with that. Meaning what he won, he actually got Mallory to give more information now because she was upset about him still being mad. Like, why am I hearing about this now? We talked about it, we squashed it, you wanted to leave, we made up, but now it's still bothering you. And I get that too. So why wouldn't we bring it up then so we can handle it then and not bring it back home like we're handling it all over again? And she pretty much told she told Sal, like, well, yeah, I did mention that, if we didn't get married, it's okay. And also brought up more information about the ring and saying, like, well, he did bring up the ring and saying that that I mentioned I wanted a gold one. He didn't ask. And Sal's like, I didn't know anything about the ring. I didn't know it meant that much to you. But this is where I need y'all to help me out. The way I kind of took it was when Mallory said she felt slighted by not getting a gold ring. Was you think she was referring that more to Sal, or she was referring that more to Jared mentioning about the ring? Because of course this issue is not going to go away. So I'm not sure if she was Mallory kind of pointing out that Jared pointed out that she wanted a ring, or that Sal or that Sal didn't get the ring that she wanted. Because that's the part I'm not 100% sure. So if you can drop down the comments and bring clarity to that. But to me, what Mallory was doing was more kind of defend the situation, because you're like, dang, now I got to open up this personal information or conversation that I had with Jared, which she was uncomfortable with. But again, these relationships just breed insecurity all the way around. So she has to continue to reassure him, like, no, you're the one I want. If I didn't want to be here, I'm choosing you and all of that. And, he crying all over again. I mean, like, that's exhausting to kind of constantly, especially start a relationship off like that. Just you got to constantly assure another person, no, I don't want another person. No, I just want you. No, you're the real deal. No, you're wonderful. I mean, I'm tired of saying it. I'm tired of convincing myself. So we know this ain't over, because that's not Sal's MO. He's going to bring something else up again. And she kind of fed right into it, gave him what she want. And Sal may act a little sad, but he bucked up a little bit, like, yeah, so what else was said? I want to know what's going on. Like, why she got to tell you that? Because they brought all y'all together to mix and mingle and kind of get a vibe and feel off each other. Now you got to reveal your personal conversation. This is not like regular, like this is a competition or game show or whatever you call it. So that was pretty much it for that episode. And as I said, I'm going to continue to work to crank out and catch up on these Love is Blind, because the Dove family said we want to hear it, we want to see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get it done. So as I say, y'all continue to rock with me. And I appreciate everything y'all here supporting me, just rolling with me. Y'all could be anywhere in these YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.